Hey, everybody, welcome to the EP Fan Zone podcast, the podcast that is by, for, and about Elvis fans. We are glad to have you back again with us tonight. My name is Kevin Booth, and I'm here with my daughter,
Abby.
Abby's back again tonight. Our co-host, who's here every single solitary week, my 16-year-old Elvis fanatic. And we always have a lot of fun here on the podcast. It has been an exciting week because Epic opened up in the theaters this week. Started out on Wednesday night, and then it went on Friday night for its official opening. And we always try to start off with some news or anything that's going on inside of the Elvis world. And the big news is that Epic is doing very, very well in the theaters. It was expected by all of us fans who were watching the ticket sales not sell over the last month or so. We watched them soar, and the numbers are coming in, and the numbers are really, really good. And so we're all just above the clouds about that. And also the soundtrack is doing very, very well. It's in the top 10, I believe, in the UK, and it's doing well in different other places around the world. So once again, the Elvis magic is shining through, and Elvis is doing his thing. And tonight's going to be a lot of fun. We got a really special guest that is a good friend of Abby's that Abby invited on, and he was anxious to do the show, and we were so glad to have him on. I'm going to have Abby introduce her friend, and Abby, you take it from here.
This is RJ Hursey. He's a 13-year-old tribute artist from Illinois. He competes in the youth contest in Tupelo. Yeah.
Nice to meet all of y'all.
Hey, thanks for coming on, RJ. We're really super glad to have you. How are things in Illinois tonight?
Boring.
Boring. We got snow here in West Virginia today, so had 60 degrees yesterday and snow today. So just go figure. But hey, we're glad to have you on. Thanks a lot for joining us, and I'm gonna let Abby take it from here and get this interview started. It's gonna be fun.
All right, RJ. How old were you when you first discovered Elvis, and what was the moment that made you say, "This is my guy"?
So I was about 10 years old, and it was such an exhilarating experience, but the exact moment was going into the Elvis movie and then seeing it over and over and over. But that's when I first really discovered my liking of Elvis. When I first really discovered Elvis, I was about 7.
Was there a specific song or performance that hooked you?
I wouldn't call it a song or performance, but I will say movie, because my grandpa started me up on all the movies. And that movie was Harem Scarum.
Wow.
Really?
Yep.
That is an odd movie to hook you. It really is.
Yeah.
Was it like a specific scene from that movie?
It was the start with the cheetah, because it was just so cool, and I loved animals at the time. So
What did your friends think when they found out you were into Elvis?
they thought I was weird at the time, because it was 6th grade. Nobody knew what was really going down. But long story short, I've made them Elvis fans now over time. Considering I'm in 8th grade now, so it's been 2-3 years. But they just thought it was so odd until some of them even work for me now, but until they really started listening to him, they like it.
At 13, most kids are into modern pop or hip hop. What is it about Elvis that feels timeless to you?
Oh boy. He could sing anything.
Oh,
He was so diverse. I mean, he could even try rap. He could probably rap if he wanted to.
Oh, yeah, probably.
And hey, look at TROUBLE. I mean,
Yeah, literally.
that's a prime example.
When did you decide you didn't just want to be a fan, but actually perform as an Elvis tribute artist?
Probably the first time that I went to Memphis, because I got to see all the jumpsuits and all the stage clothing that he wore, and it was just so cool to me. And I think all of us want to be as cool as Elvis was, but
Oh, yeah.
that's not. He was the man.
Do you remember your first live performance? What were you feeling backstage?
So I do. It was at our family Opry. It's called the Kentuckiana Campground, but we have a built-in Opry. So it was. I sang "That's All Right, Mama," and I was so nervous because it was a sold out show, and that was like,
Mhm.
that was my debut. And I was telling my grandpa, I can't go up on there, I'm gonna cry or something. But I did it, and then I wanted to do it again and again and again and again.
Yeah, once you get on the stage and you hear the audience and the clapping and everything, it's just you're hooked.
Yeah.
I remember somebody telling you that. I don't remember who it was.
Shut up. How do you prepare for a competition in the youth division of the um tribute contest in Tupelo?
I go very far into depth. I was talking to one of our other guests on here, Jeremiah,
Mhm.
and I was talking to him. It goes down to the smallest detail. So the
Right.
jewelry, the medical tape on his ring finger during Elvis in concert or just those other concerts. Um, I start reading books about him. I feel very determined to win, but it is all about the vibes.
Yeah. I guess that kind of goes into the next question. Do you focus more on capturing the voice, the look, or the spirit of Elvis?
Um, basically all three, but mainly the voice because when I first started, I was trying to sound like him. I was trying to imitate him, and my dad said it sounded like I had a cotton ball in my mouth. So that really sparked me to try really hard on my voice and not the look and the spirit. Spirit is like charisma basically, and I focused on um the voice and the spirit, and the look came later.
Yeah. What era do you prefer to perform? Like the 50s, the movies, 68, or Vegas?
Uh, it's got to be Vegas. I mean, Vegas was such a diverse years, because you have 69 all the way through 76,
Mhm.
and there's so many things. We still have lost footage, and 69, there was not very much footage, and we're still finding footage, and we're trying to find these new photos, and a lot of that stuff is in the archives.
Yeah, I wish they would release more 69 stuff because that's, like I've said a million times, my favorite year. And I feel
Yeah.
like I mean, it was such a big year for him, but there's so little footage and pictures.
Yeah.
It really does suck. Um, is there a move or a vocal run that took you a long time to master?
Oh boy. It's gotta be his operatic styles
Mhm.
of music. So, 77, we got Hurt, Unchained Melody. Getting that depth
Yeah.
took me a long time. And uh the specific move was the Kempo stretch. So the one that he did during Suspicious Minds,
Yeah.
it hurts.
I bet.
But it took me it's I still struggle to do it. But I mean, it took me so long to master, and I still have trouble with it. So,
What's the most rewarding moment you've experienced on stage so far?
um, I was I was doing a show. I was doing a 69 show at this nursing home, and um, this lady, she started crying, and she I thought there was some trouble, so I turned off the music, made sure she was okay, and I asked what was going on. She was like, her caregiver said that I made her so happy, and just she loved it, and that brought so much warmth to my heart. And
Mm,
sad enough, she did pass the week after, so
that's sad.
hopes and prayers for her.
Um, who encourages you the most in this journey?
It's got to be my grandpa. My grandpa has helped me through this whole tribute journey. He has helped me be my own musician, a tribute artist, just anything I really want to be. And he knows that anyone can succeed with the right amount of practice.
Mhm.
Um, but he really has just helped me all the way through. Like he's helped me entered into Tupelo, the Graceland Youth Showcase, he does everything.
Your grandpa's really cool. I love him.
I'm really looking forward to meeting and talking to your grandpa
Oh yeah.
myself. I'm looking forward to that.
Um, Elvis's biggest fear is that he wouldn't be remembered, and he thought that he didn't do anything big enough to be remembered, which I don't know what made him think that. But what does it mean to you to help keep his legacy alive at your age?
What it means to me is that I have a feeling he's up in heaven looking down on us, and he's like, man, this is just look at this fandom that I thought wouldn't be. He's still going to be remembered. I mean, 200 years from now,
Probably.
I think
it,
so. Yeah.
it's Elvis, man.
Elvis
um,
would not believe it if somebody were to somehow tell him that he was in the movie theaters currently
but
in the best quality we've ever seen him in.
I just wish he could know how much people love him and
Hmm.
how much he is loved. I mean, it is insane.
I can't remember who said it right offhand, but somebody was quoted years ago, one long after Elvis died, and they said that there's two guarantees whenever a child is born in the United States of America. There's two guarantees that they're going to hear about two icons, Elvis Presley and Mickey Mouse. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Um, do you feel pressure performing as somebody so iconic?
um, well, I think it varies. Of course, there's always pressure because he was, in my opinion, the best performer you could ever. No one can come close.
Hmm.
But I always feel pressure during every single one of my performances because I want to do him justice and I want to do his legacy justice. 100%.
Yeah. If you could ask Elvis one question, what would it be?
If you could have gotten out of the tours, what would have you have done? Because he could have done anything he wanted to. And I
Oh yeah.
know he wanted to stop touring for a little bit because it was a lot. It was a
Hmm.
lot on him.
He wanted to do more serious acting, and I wish he could have.
Yeah. Because he had that quality about him.
Hmm. Where do you see yourself in 5 years with this? Still competing, touring, recording?
Um, Most likely recording. Touring would be nice, but 5 years, I would only be
18.
yeah,
Yeah.
18. So I mean, man, I hopefully still competing, still recording, touring. That's a push. But I just hope that I succeed in what I have crafted. So yeah,
What do you hope people feel when they watch you perform?
I hope they feel happiness, joy. I hope they feel just love. Um, I want them to feel safe, not he's gonna hurt me. No, no. I just want everyone to feel so comfortable, and I want them to know that I care for them and they need the best, and I follow that with my heart with Elvis.
Hmm.
Well, if I can give you one bit of advice, because I'm a Elvis tribute artist from the
Yes,
original
sir.
era, um, I started did my first shows in 1982, so only about 5 years or so after Elvis passed, or 7 years after Elvis passed away.
Uh,
Always make your love, always keep your love of Elvis at the center of your show, and you won't go wrong. Always make
yeah,
it about the music and make it about him. A lot of temptations are going to come your way, a lot of big words, a lot of people telling you stuff that'll try to steer you toward the money and the glitz and the, all of that stuff. But keep Elvis first and foremost. Make that the most important part of your tribute show, and you're never going to go
yes.
wrong. Continuing to keep his legacy alive. And as an old ETA who's almost ready for the ETA retirement home, I'm proud of you, and I want you to continue to keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. But yeah, I do take inspiration from Dean because during his songs, he's Elvis. After every song, he's Dean.
Mhm.
he shows his love, and he really got me started in the tribute business, and he's been there for me since 2022.
That's awesome.
Dean's a great guy.
And man, yeah, so one of my best friends in the tribute business is a guy named Jeff Crick Jr. from up in Pennsylvania.
Sure.
Jeff's an amazing guy. He's only I think Jeff's 28, just turned 28, something like
Yes,
that.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yesterday. And he's a really good dear friend of mine. We do a lot of shows together. And what impresses me about Jeff, man, is when he's on stage, he's full scale, into his tribute and does his thing. But when he's off stage, he's just Jeff with his hat on backwards and his glasses on and shorts and hanging out. And he worked the crowd really, really well. And there's no ego about him,
Not at all.
and that's what I love about Jeff and others too, that, that it's all about Elvis. And we got to remember, without Elvis, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. And it's our job in all the different ways, keeping his legacy going. And speaking of legacy, RJ saw it this week. Abby and I saw it this week. We
Oh boy.
all went to see Epic. We went to see it Friday night. When did you see it,
I
RJ?
saw it Wednesday.
So you saw it on the sneak peek preview night.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'll just go ahead and ask you, man, what was your first reaction after the credits got done rolling and you walked out of the theater, or did you just kind of sit there kind of stunned like we did?
I think it was a little bit of everything. It was a big emotional roller coaster.
Oh yeah.
I was just me and my grandpa. He doesn't want me talking about this. Me and him, we cried.
So did I.
Oh yeah.
It was so
I was
highly
bawling.
anticipated. Yeah, it was just even the intro. It was so strong, and seeing it in IMAX too, it just you could see the pores on his face.
That's what I was saying. I was like, you could see the pores, the razor burns from shaving. You can see the scuffs on his shoes and the scratches on the guitar. You can see everything. It's insane.
And it's just they did so much. And I'm like, I want to give Baz a big hug.
Right?
We all owe Baz Luhrmann an incredible debt of gratitude for what he's done for Elvis and his legacy the last 5 years or so. Because at the time Baz first came along, with the Austin Butler movie, a lot of Elvis fans don't want to admit this, but Elvis was kind of in a decline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was in kind of a funky period, as far as getting airplay on the radio and attention on TV and just the general society. He was kind of on the decline. Young people didn't really know a whole lot about him and weren't paying a whole lot of attention. And boy, once that movie came out with Austin Butler, that was so strategic, having Austin Butler as the guy to play Elvis, because he was so well known to so many young people from his Disney days and his Nickelodeon days and stuff like that. So kids basically came to see Austin, but they weren't out Elvis fans. And then, of course, that led to Epic, and Elvis just went into the stratosphere. I mean, we owe Baz so much. So I'm with you. Thank you so much, Baz Luhrmann, for what you've done.
I think a lot of people owe him an apology.
They really do. They really do, because there's so well. I won't mention any names, but there was some detractors that just they hated the movie so much that they just refused to admit that the Elvis movie brought a new generation of Elvis fans around, and so they just trashed Baz Luhrmann
And then they try and say that, oh, there's no new footage in this movie. Yeah, there is. Please, if you have it, show me the footage. Show me what you have. Because
Yeah.
you don't have half the stuff we saw in this movie. And even if it wasn't exactly new footage, it was new angles.
Yes.
Lots of new angles,
Well-
especially from 72.
Yes. Now I do have one complaint about Epic, and it is a very small complaint, but I have talked to many people about it, and they do agree. The saturation was way too high.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Maybe.
If you have taken photos in the theater of him, some photos he looks red or orange. So
Yeah,
when
I
I'm
think
editing these photos,
it's also the lights.
yeah, but when I'm
Because you're right.
editing, I have to turn the saturation down, or else it's and then I turn the vibrancy up, especially on the MGM rehearsals.
I'm looking forward to seeing it in regular theaters to see if that's still an issue. That very well could have been an IMAX thing.
Yeah.
Very possible. So we'll see what it looks like when it's on a regular movie screen. But man, I'll tell you what, there was a moment that I stood up. I think it's when he was singing "Big Hunk of Love," and he was wearing the owl suit, and I just leapt up and I said, "Man, he looks so cool." It's just something just struck me, man. And I
What
found
song was it that Uncle Wally stood up and started clapping? Was that Bridge?
Bridge Over
Oh wait,
Troubled
no.
Water. We
I think
both
it was
did.
Trilogy.
No, it was Bridge.
Was it Bridge?
It was Bridge Over Troubled Water. We both leapt up out of our seats and gave Elvis a standing ovation.
Our theater was actually really, like, the audience was really good. They clapped every before the movie started, we had like 25 minutes of ads.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And after
Oh.
every single ad, everybody was like, "Oh my god." Because there would be another one and another one and another one. And somebody yelled, "We want Elvis."
Have y'all? I gotta ask you this since we're talking ads now. Did you get the Hopper ads so many times, or is that
The
just me?
Hopper ads?
No, I don't think we
I
did.
don't think
No.
No.
so.
So it's this Disney Pixar movie, and we kept getting
Oh,
Hopper.
yeah. I think we got it twice.
Yeah, we got it like 15 times.
I can't remember. It was like a soft drink ad or something that played a bunch. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but
I can't
I
remember either.
kept saying, "Are they sinking money into this or what?" Because it just kept showing these. I think it was Coke, if I'm not
Probably.
mistaken. They kept showing these Coke ads over and over again. But anyway, back on subject. Yeah, I've been an Elvis fan for 50 years. I started out when I was 5 years old, and after seeing this movie, it's hard to explain, but I feel like I met him for the first time.
Yeah.
Because it was like he stepped into the theater and said, "Ignore what you've heard before. I'm telling my story finally." So
Yeah.
what did that narration mean to you, RJ? Hearing him tell his story.
It was so touching because the Colonel wasn't around. You know,
Yes.
it was just him,
Yeah.
and it was pure. He wasn't
Mhm.
scared to say anything, and considering there was no other talking except him, and it was focused on him, not like the Elvis movie that came out in 2022 where it's Colonel Parker's side of the story. It's just so much better. We get to, like, hear and see the real Elvis.
Yeah, there wasn't no Priscilla. There wasn't all these, talking heads and the people that knew him or people that studied him or whatever. It was just him.
Mhm.
And it made sense to me knowing how much control Colonel Parker had, because that whole most of that 40 some minutes of interview was done for Elvis on tour. And Elvis was being very candid about how unhappy he was with the movies, and he was just being really open. And now I totally get it why most of that hit the cutting room floor in 1972, because Colonel didn't want that crap out there.
No, not at all.
So I could see even how much control the Colonel Parker had over Elvis on tour, that most of that interview we didn't even hear during the movie. It was just snippets in EOT from 72.
Speaking of Colonel, I love Baz so much for that little segment where they played Devil in
You're the
Disguise
devil in disguise.
and put like 4 or 5 clips of the Colonel. I love Baz so much.
I remember me and my grandpa started laughing at this scene, but Colonel's on a boat with his shirt off
Oh my god.
and his tongue is sticking out and he's
I
rubbing
went, he's
sunscreen.
so ugly, ew.
It does make me chuckle. The Baz has no issue at all letting the world know that he just absolutely detests Colonel Tom Parker. And when he played "You're the Devil in Disguise," it was just that was epic.
I started laughing so hard. I'm sure everyone in that theater was tired of me.
I looked over at Abby, and it was only, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes into the film, and she was already bawling.
I had tears in my eyes. The part that made me bawl, and this is so random, but I think it was Kai who said the exact same thing. When they showed the clip of Elvis putting the sign up in Tupelo, I started bawling my eyes out. And I think it's because I've seen that scene so many times, but now I'm seeing it in 4K on a big screen. And then his smile and his laugh, oh my God. I was bawling. There were tears rolling down my eyes.
RJ, was there a favorite part in the movie for you? Something that just totally blew you away and that really stuck with you, or was it just the whole experience?
Uh, well, that one scene with the colonel. No, no. Um, probably the interview from On Tour, just
Yeah.
throughout the movie,
Mhm.
and even the one from Houston. But well, we've all heard the one from Houston. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Um, but the
But
one
there were
from
still parts
EOT,
from that we haven't seen.
yeah.
I, w-
Um,
I was really surprised that there was some of the Madison Square Garden press conference that I hadn't seen that was in this
Yeah.
movie. It
yeah,
was,
I heard that that's still not the whole interview.
yeah, that's what I'm
It's
hearing.
I
Yeah.
really, really want to see the whole interview.
I'm hoping that we get all of that next year for the 50th.
Because I thought that I had seen the Madison Square press conference in its entirety,
Oh,
but
yeah, I've watched it a million
but
times.
they showed clips in Epic that I had never seen before, and man, it was just. I think the biggest moment for me in the film, for some reason, was Bridge Over Troubled Water. I don't know what it was about it. I don't know if it was because it was a version. I think they played the Hampton Roads one, and the way it ended, and Elvis's reaction, and that incredible shot of J.D. Sumner just in awe of Elvis as he sang Bridge. The whole thing was just so incredible, man.
I think next time we go and see it, I'm gonna pay more attention to the people in the back and how they look at him. I tried to do that, but I also wanted to look at him. But it's definitely crazy to look at the people in the back, and they're all just staring at him with the biggest smile on their face.
Yeah. How about this? Do y'all want to talk about the soundtrack a little bit?
Sure.
Sure, absolutely.
So, might as well just get started. Um, do we could do a ranking? We could do whatever. I mean, I think I'll start off with my personal favorite, Tiger Man.
Tiger Man was really good. I think, I don't know what my favorite one would be. Probably Polk Salad. Polk Salad was really good. I like how they put in the rehearsals, and then they kept switching back and forth from rehearsals to live to another rehearsal, and then
Yeah.
him just messing around. The what did he say about the morphine?
Yeah, something about morphine. I couldn't quite
Said,
get the whole quote.
he said, "Give me a little morphine."
Oh yeah.
I gotta
Man,
say, my favorite is still "Oh Happy Day." I just
It's so good though, yeah.
absolutely love it so much because that song is just Elvis at his gospel best, man. And I said it before. I really wish that he would have recorded it and put it on the "He Touched Me" album that he did a year or so later.
yeah.
But
He
man,
was really into it. Did you see the way he was moving?
yeah, I mean, you could just see the spirit moving in him when he was singing "Oh Happy Day." It was just incredible. And on the way to the movie, of course, we were listening to the soundtrack on the way to our friend's house that we went to see the movie with, and they were playing the what was the mix? It's
Which one? I have it pulled up.
oh the
Wearing that nightlife look.
no,
No,
the change of reality, and or is that it?
I think so. The one
I,
where it puts change of habit.
yeah, change of reality.
Yeah, Charo.
Yeah, I was listening to that going down the road, and it just didn't do anything for me.
No, I hated it. When I listened to it the night before, I was like, ugh, I don't like that.
But then when I saw it in the movie,
It worked perfectly.
then it made sense. It's one of those things that you have to see it
It's
in its
like
context.
it's like a Elvis soundtrack. When you
Yeah.
listen to the soundtracks from his movies, there's so many songs they don't make sense at all, and it makes him sound like he's absolutely crazy. You have to watch the movie to get
Yeah,
it.
like Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, and Old MacDonald and Dominic.
Yeah. But
Well,
yeah, those transition mixes is what I call them, and when you see them in the movie, they're perfect. What do you think?
me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What do you think, RJ?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. I like them. Also, I do want to bring up "Love Me" sounded horrible when I listened to it.
Oh yeah.
The soundtrack fits so much better into the movie, but the
It does.
mixes,
I agree. Again, there's another one of those things where, and listening to it going down the road, I was like, ew. But then in the movie, I dug it. I totally, it made sense.
And I think another one that's kind of like that, is Bring the Curtain Down.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good. It's not as good just listening to it. You have to see it in the movie. Same with I think American David. I mean, it's a cool poem, but it hits so much harder in the movie theater.
Yes.
With the videos of him. It's like, oh my god, chills.
Yeah, because I think Bono said Elvis ate America before America could eat him.
Yeah.
I
And
love that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's him in the crowd.
If you go back way back in U2 history, of course, Bono's lead singer of the Irish rock band U2. On their very first album, Joshua Tree, he recorded a song called Elvis Presley in America, and not too many people know about it. And it's very poetic. And I'm going to go back and listen to it because there might have been some of what we heard in American David in that song, because he talks about
Possibly. I've only listened to it once.
it's a very poetic song, and really, when you listen to it, you're like, "Is this really about Elvis?" But it's called Elvis Presley in America.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think the soundtrack was cool, and it's doing well. Of course, everything always goes better in the UK than it does here.
Yeah.
But hopefully it'll catch on here in America and get some airplay. I can't wait till the vinyl comes out. I hear it's going to be in a couple different colors, I believe, from what I understand.
Yeah, I think it's like orange is one of them, yellow's one of them. I don't know. It's going to be really cool. I want to get the colored ones.
So I'll ask this question to you, Abby, and to RJ, because it's a good question. Do you think that films like Epic will keep Elvis relevant for your all's generation?
I was iffy about it at first because I was like, I don't think, other than the younger fans who are already fans, obviously they're gonna go see it, and I'm hoping they take their friends, because I don't think a regular teenager is gonna look at that and be like, oh yeah, I want to go see that. I don't think so. So unless old people take their grandchildren or their children, or younger people take their friends, I'm hoping that it brings in some new younger fans.
RJ, how about you? What do you think? Do you think this movie be relevant for your generation?
I think it is, but the lack of promotion was it's that doesn't help. But same thing with Abby. Not regular teenagers are gonna look at Epic and be like, "Oh yeah, that's gonna be good." Because not a lot of people listen to Elvis like the well, a lot of people listen to Elvis, but what I mean is teenagers nowadays don't. Um, and I just think that there's not enough exposure either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the problem with Epic, that wasn't a problem with Elvis the movie a couple years ago, was that Epic didn't have the power of Warner Brothers Pictures behind it.
Yeah.
It had a small distributor. Neon is not a huge distributor. Baz was paying a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, Baz put a lot of his own money into the restoration of the film and all kinds of stuff. A lot of this production on Epic came out of Baz's own pocket. So of course he's hoping he makes his money back. But I do think a lot of, the problem with the advertisement and promotion and stuff is because it didn't have a tremendous distributor behind it like Warner Brothers was for Elvis.
Yeah, it sucks. And I think it's
still doing well.
Yeah, it's still doing really good. I think the good thing about this movie is it's gonna bring back the Elvis hype on TikTok. It's gonna bring back a lot of the editors that stopped making edits a while ago. It's made me want to start editing again, and my edits are doing pretty good. And hopefully that'll get on people's For You pages, and they'll be like, ooh, who is this? And they'll go and see Epic and stuff like that.
So what do you?
That's what happened with the Elvis movie.
Well, here's another question for the both of you. What do you think young people your age could learn from seeing this movie?
With this movie, now it's mostly about him on stage. Elvis on tour, that's the way it is. We see 85% of the footage is him on stage, but yet we see Elvis the person more than we see the performer. We see him off stage, messing with the guys, messing with the suites. I think all the footage with the suites is really gonna downplay the Elvis is racist thing, hopefully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and with the people that he was hanging out with backstage
Oh,
after the show
yeah,
with the
and then him messing with Sammy Davis Jr. on stage, the, toe tapping.
yeah.
That was funny.
So RJ,
Um
what do you think? What do you think young people, people your age, could learn from seeing this movie? If you could encourage them to go see it, and what do you think they could learn from this movie?
I mean, I think a lot of it is musical culture.
Hmm.
Mhm.
That is a big part. Also, Elvis, Elvis, the man was not a racist whatsoever, just like
No,
what Abby said.
Yeah,
Because there's
like, who said it? BB King? There was not a racist bone in that man's body.
man.
and he was just he didn't hate. I think people should look up to him, and people should be like him, like his characteristics and his attitude, I think they could just learn how much of an impact you can make with such good attitude that he had, because he was so humble, and
Mhm.
people that aren't humble, we all
He,
know how that goes.
yeah, he really did love people.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. He
He
was a people
he
person.
really did. He loved people, and he was interested. He really was. When you went to talk to Elvis, he didn't want to talk about him. He really was interested in people's stories and their lives, what they did.
Mhm.
He, and I heard that from a lot of people that, that had the opportunity to meet him. And they said he was just incredibly, he didn't make it feel like, he didn't make you feel like you were wasting his time or bothering him. He was very inquisitive and he wanted to know about your life and what made you tick. And I think some of that does come across in this movie.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, yeah.
So you're going to go see it again, RJ?
yep. Next Wednesday,
I
finally.
wanna see I really, really, really wanna see it in IMAX before it leaves. I'm hoping we can somehow make it, um,
Yeah, I was talking
because
with my grandpa,
I just
and
don't think it's gonna be the same in regular theaters, unfortunately.
yeah,
It probably won't. I mean, the sound. Oh, yeah, that's something we have. What did you think of the overall sound, RJ, in the film?
it was incredible. They brought Ronnie's kit up. They
Mm.
brought the music up. Elvis's voice was crystal clear. Um, it was it fit, but you could tell Baz, you could tell Baz worked on it because
Oh, yeah.
I
You
could
can tell
hear
when
that.
Baz Luhrmann makes a movie.
I could hear that in No Happy Day because he makes it to where Elvis would have liked it.
Oh,
He
yeah.
doesn't modernize it too much, too little. He just makes it sound new, but not like this techno stuff.
I think that's another thing that people, um, won't understand, speaking of modernizing. He's got Baz has if he wants to touch the younger generation, he's got to modernize it a little bit with the remixes
Yeah.
and the upbeat stuff and the fast pace, not too long of a movie. It's gotta be like that if you want there to be a younger generation of fans. Because a lot of the younger generation, and even me, I'm better when it comes to watching Elvis movies, but I have a very short attention span.
Yeah.
And just the upbeat stuff really gets me. I could not sit still that entire movie. And I like the remixes. And now a lot of the older generation probably doesn't, and they complain a lot about it, but that's just what he's gotta do.
Yeah, and I mean, most of these remixes aren't even remixed that much.
No.
It's just let's like wearing that nightlife look. It's it's a little much,
But it's
but
good.
but it's good.
It's so catchy.
And I think you can hear what Baz really did. That one takes the cake on the remix out of the whole soundtrack,
Oh, yeah.
just because there's so much going on. Same thing with A Change of Reality.
Yeah, and they really
Those
didn't. The remixes really didn't interfere with this film at all. You kind of
No.
they fit so well that you almost didn't even notice.
Yeah.
It was just part of what you were watching, and it just enhanced what we were watching. And yeah, he said, way back when he was making the Butler film, he came flat out and said it. He said that this movie with Austin Butler wasn't for the diehard Elvis fan. He just came out and said it. This was to educate, the younger generation and to get Elvis back out there. Now, this movie, Epic, I definitely believe it was made for the diehards because we wanted to see this footage so badly. But he also took the opportunity to say, hey, if I'm going to put this out there, I'm going to give young people something to hear and something to listen to and something to see, to keep them in the seats when they come in. And, so I'm hoping that over the span that people will bring their friends, your younger friends, like Abby said, parents, grandparents, bring your younger teenage kids. And we had a lady that came with us the other night that absolutely was not an Elvis fan. She just came along with our friend Trish, and she walked out and she said, I just didn't realize he was so hot. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully she'll get into Elvis, after seeing that. And
There's no way you can walk out of that theater and think it was a bad movie. And as a female, there's no way you can walk out of the movie and don't think that man was hot.
Yeah. I actually have another good question. So for the 50th, do you think there's going to be an epic Elvis Presley in concert #2?
I don't think there's gonna be a full on movie epic. I think we're just gonna get like I think he's somehow gonna put out the footage, but I don't necessarily think it's gonna be epic.
It could be over HBO.
it could be
Or-
something.
be.
It could be something that's streamed like on.
I think it could be some kind of documentary.
Yeah.
I do believe that we're going to see at least one, if not two, of the full concerts on video released as some kind of a set.
I hope.
In 27, like the Hampton Road show or the Greensboro, North Carolina show, because they were both filmed in their entirety. So we might see those in some kind of a box set release in 27. I mean, obviously I think they understand, and I've told Abby this. This is for the first Elvis generation, the original Elvis generation, and then the generation that followed that, which would be my generation. This is going to be the last hurrah, The 50th anniversary is going to be the big last hurrah, and it's going to be EPE's big opportunity to really rake it in. Because, the original Elvis generation is in their 80s now, and, second generation like me is in their 50s, and not likely, a lot of us aren't going to see the 75th, or whatever the next big, huge one is. So I really think we're going to see some big stuff here in the 50th. I really do.
Oh,
And
yeah, they said we would. They said this would be the biggest yet.
so it might not be another theatrical release because we're only a little over a year off from the 50th, a little year and a half or so. So there probably won't be, but there may be, like you said, RJ, there might be some kind of streaming event, on whoever's the highest bidder, whether it be HBO or Netflix or whoever the highest bidder might be. Matter of fact, I saw somebody posted last night. You can already pre-buy the movie Epic on Amazon Prime.
I wonder how much. Do you know how much it's gonna be?
Like $24.99
That's not
for the
bad.
yeah.
We'd pay it.
So I think this is
it'd be on repeat every night.
it's going to stream. It's going to go to streaming pretty quick.
Yeah. Or they could do the bonus thing with the DVD once it goes out of theaters.
Oh yeah, give us some extra footage, possibly.
That could happen. I could see that happening.
Or a director's cut or like a commentary.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of like extras on DVD.
All I know is Baz said in an interview on Rolling Stone a couple weeks ago that they asked him if this would be his last Elvis project, and he basically said yes. And he said he's going to hand what he has over to somebody younger, and that he'll go to more of a assistant, kind of guiding them through the process role, and let somebody else take the lead on what's left. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Another part I liked from Epic was the little back to change of reality, the little movie montage.
That was cool.
Would love, and I know this is not possible probably in any way, would love to see some Elvis movies in full in 4K. Me and RJ were talking about this last night.
Oh yeah. All of them.
Absolutely. I'm still waiting for some kind of full collection of all, you know, 31.
Elvis movies in
Every,
4K.
every
They could do
single.
that. Put it out in a set. All 31 movies
Yeah.
in 4K.
But-
I'm sure it'd be very, very expensive,
Or,
but
Well, the
or
problem is that Colonel Parker kept changing studios. You have some owned by 20th Century Fox. You have some
Oh,
owned by
yeah.
Warner Brothers. You have some owned by United Artists. So Colonel Parker kept signing new contracts with new, production companies, and so that was a big problem with Elvis on Tour when they were trying to get it out a couple of years ago. Was that Warner Brothers owned the film footage and Sony owned the music, and it was just such a big fight to try to get this stuff released a couple of years ago. Something else. What do you think, RJ?
man, I for the movies, this is kind of this might go off track, but you could count this as like TV specials. I wish they could do the CBS Elvis in concert. I wish they could do the 68 comeback in 4K. That would be cool. But I think that if they could, make these movies as pristine as possible, that would be good. I don't know how much money it would bring in, though, because they'd probably charge a lot of money.
Well, I'm sure they would.
next year would also be the 50th of the CBS
TV special.
TV
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
So, hey,
for some reason, Elvis Presley Enterprises has been very reluctant to do a public release of the CBS TV special. I don't know why, because it's no mystery anymore about what he looked like, and
it feels like they're ashamed of.
And yeah, it seems like they never want to put pictures out from that era. And
you never see the Elvis Instagram or the Elvis TikTok or any Elvis social media account post 77 Elvis. They will barely go past 73.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I would love to see a full release of everything they've got from 77. I would love to see all of that.
Speaking of movies, do you want to ask him your every episode question about the movies?
I think we talked a lot because he talked about Harem Scarum being his.
That was how he got into Elvis.
So do you have a favorite besides Elvis on Tour? And that's the way it is. Let's take the documentaries out. Do you have a favorite Elvis movie?
Oh boy. Out of all of them,
out of the regular movies, from
he told me
Love Me Tender until Change of Habit.
He told me earlier he hasn't seen Blue Hawaii yet. He's seen some of it.
Oh, okay.
But I think Change of Habit is it's up there.
Oh yeah.
Change of Habit or Harem Scarum. Or
I think that's cool. I think it's cool that Harem Scarum's a big deal to you, because I love the soundtrack in that movie. I really do. It's underrated.
Girls, Song of the Shrimp.
Okay. You and that song.
Song of the Shrimp.
I was talking to Abby about this. What if they made a Girls box set, right? And there was one error, made like one error box set where it's just Song of the Shrimp over and over
and over and over again. You know what I often wonder, and we haven't talked about this to anybody yet, because thinking about things we haven't seen. I have never seen like an Elvis blooper reel from any of his movies where they like messed up, dialogue or something.
I know they've got them.
That's got to be out there somewhere.
You know what? My grandpa has some.
Does he really?
He does. Yeah.
Like where somebody would mess up their lines or something like that, and you have to go and do it over again. And
he showed me his Charo. He has Charo, I know.
Oh, I need it. I've seen some behind the scenes of Charo. I know do you know the clip where he's tugging at the horse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen some like behind the scenes footage from the movies and stuff like that, but I always wanted to, because I can imagine the blooper reels had to be hilarious, like when Elvis messes up a line or something like that. They've got to have some of that.
There's a lot of scenes where he kind of cracks.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Stay Away Joe, where that one guy gets water splashed on him and you can see him cover his mouth because he's laughing. And then in Girls, 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 he's singing Return to Sender, and he's laughing at Jackie Wilson in the background.
In the background, making him laugh.
There's a whole bunch of
well, the movies were so low budget that they really didn't try to go back and fix things that really didn't matter to them.
I want to hear outtakes of A Dog's Life in Old MacDonald. Because there's no way he did that stuff in one take.
I've heard the Dog's Life is.
Oh yeah, the Dog's Life is out there. Right.
You've heard that.
Old MacDonald is the main one I want to hear because you can hear him smiling throughout the entire song, and I know it took him forever. I think it took him like 6 takes, actually.
Yeah, the lowest budget movie, I think, it has to be Tickle Me, right?
I don't know.
Could be, or it could be one. It could be one of the later ones too, like Easy Come, Easy Go, and Double Trouble. Probably pretty low budget. You didn't even hear the actors that were in Double Trouble. It was just like Elvis, and you didn't know who the heck anybody else was.
Double Trouble was so low budget. The scene where they're coming out of the hotel, the flower pot falls in front of him, and he says, "Me and my big mouth." There's 2 of him. He's like harmonizing with himself when he's saying "me and my big mouth."
Yeah, and they didn't even go and fix it.
No.
Wow.
There's a scene, I think it's Viva, and I can't remember what he said, but he was talking to one of his co-stars, and then he mocked him, and then he just punched him. I love his fighting scenes.
Oh,
his fighting scenes.
I love when he does that. He does that a lot. He mimics them, and then he punches them.
Because it's not an Elvis movie without girls and fights.
Fights, win the girl, credits roll. Sing about 10 songs. Yeah, I mean, and he expressed that in this movie. He talked about how the roles all became the same, and he talked about that and that frustration, and I know it depressed him and it bothered him, and then he learned that they were using the profits from his movies to make better movies for other actors and artists.
He got really depressed about that.
Really got to him when he understood that he was working and the money that he was making for the studios was going to better movies for other people, and that really upset him.
Speaking of him mimicking people, another one of my favorite scenes from Epic is when they're backstage about to go on, and he's talking to the Sweets. He goes, "I don't want to do that."
Yeah, he mimics their voices.
"I don't want to do that." He's so funny. I'm so glad that we got to see him being stupid.
Absolutely. It was a great movie, and we encourage all of our listeners out there, if you have not seen it yet, please go out and see Epic. Take a friend, take somebody that you don't like, it don't matter. But get your tickets. It stays in IMAX till the end of this week, and then it goes into the regular theaters. I'll begin on Friday night, I believe. It'll be in any theaters anywhere. So go see it. We encourage you. This has been a lot of fun. RJ, it's been so much fun, man, having you on. Thanks a lot for coming in. Any last words for I always ask this, where can people find you, follow you, see your stuff? Opportunity to tell folks where they can find you at.
So YouTube at Randall J ETA, and Facebook. Just Facebook and YouTube are my 2 main places.
You said Randall J ETA on YouTube?
Yep.
Okay, very good. So that's where you can find RJ. Go and check him out. It's been a lot of fun having you, man. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate you. Yeah. And remember, this is the EP Fan Zone podcast, the podcast that is by, for, and about Elvis fans. And we thank you, our listeners, for tuning in again. And we will see you next time. Y'all take care. God bless.
Bye.
Bye.